guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Comman-Dads. We got Corey, we got Tech. I'm Tim. What's going on, guys?
Scuddy.
Just hanging around.
Hey, football's back, boys. We
Yes,
got camp.
sir.
We got camp. We're right around the corner from preseason, and then we're right around the corner from the season. We're right here. We're right there. But first, what's going on in Dadland, guys? How's dad life treating you over there, Corey? This is the Comman-Dads.
Good. We bought college football on Friday when it came out, and for all us commoners. And I put Zane in the little walker. He's not really walking in it yet, but he can stand up. And he was sitting there cheering when I was playing with ODU because it was the worst team in Virginia I could find.
Oh my God.
And he's like, watch it. So that was fun. And he's kind of sitting there. And Randy has a picture of us, and I'm sitting on this little step stool right there beside him, and he's kind of just in his own little world watching it and stuff. So yeah, that was fun.
There you go. That's awesome. Guys, got the NCAA. I have not, and I don't think I will. But everybody's hyped about it. I just feel like it's Madden with college players. So I'm glad that people are excited about it. I guess.
I mean, but yeah, that's ain't been out in a while though. It's the first time they released a game in like in 10 years, something like that.
Yeah, they said 14. It was the last time.
Where were you at 10 years ago?
Dude, I think the last time I played NCAA legit may have been like 2004.
Damn, that's before Reggie Bush. That's crazy.
Or something like that. Or like it's like it was a long time ago that I ever cared about NCAA. Then I played Madden a bit in like 2010-ish, and then I was then all into Call of Duty, and then I didn't play Madden like at all, except for like randomly at like somebody's house.
Still want to go shoot ops on Call of Duty.
Not anymore. But yes, I was definitely into that. Anyway,
how's your ops doing, buddy?
What's that?
How is Op Tony doing?
Oh geez, yeah. How's
my God?
You stepped into that one though this time. It wasn't like that. I did not.
You got me.
You set me up with that.
I gave you the assist to knock me down. Oh, that's cool. Nothing new in Dadland, but something new in Toneland. So
okay, good for you.
Shout out to everyone that supported me on the Alive channel. Appreciate y'all. It's now monetized. Shout out to all y'all. Appreciate
y'all. Dude, congrats. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
For looking out for the cookout. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's been cool. I've been chilling with TJ and working night shifts, so it ain't been nothing really crazy with me. Life been boring for me, but shout out to y'all though. More reaction videos on the way. Appreciate you.
So you hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, is it still 1,000 subscribers gets you monetized with? 4,000?
So you can get memberships and super chats with 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. You get the ad revenue with 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So he's separated now, so you can get
wow.
Quicker. Yeah.
That sucks. That makes me so mad. That makes me so mad. It's not even funny,
bro. Shoot. I mean,
I'm happy for you. I just cause I know you've done it on the other side too. So it's just that now I'm like, you just have to get 500 and like just a certain amount of watch time hours. Like, I remember it used to be a grind to get that.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But I got both though. Okay. I was able to get both because I got 1,400 subscribers on the other channel. It's just a matter of getting the 4,000 watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened last night at 4 a.m. I got an email. So yeah, you've been approved. I said finally.
That's awesome.
They rejected me 3 straight times, and I just got approved this morning. So thank
you go,
dude. That's great. That is great. Well, for me, yeah, it's just he's smiling more, which is awesome. He's getting a little bit more personality. He still doesn't seem like he really looks directly at us. He does follow us a little bit, but he's not it doesn't seem like he's really focusing on us yet. But he still loves the ceiling fan. That's for sure. He'll look up to that thing. But yeah, he slept through the night for the first time. A couple of times, just through the night's a bit of an exaggeration, maybe, because it's not until 6 in the morning. But he's giving us a solid 8 hours, which is huge, right? So he'll go to bed around 7:30 and wake up at what would 3:30, 4 o'clock instead of waking up at midnight. So it's
I'll tell you though,
pretty cool.
different when Mama's out. So like, Randy was gone for 3 days last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I had Zane on here, and he slept through the night Thursday night. Like I was like worried. I got up at like 4 o'clock, and he was still asleep. He didn't cry or nothing. He got up at like 6:30. He went to bed at about 10:30, 11, and slept all through the night. The night before, after we did this show, he got up once. I think it was like at 1 o'clock, but then he slept through the night until like. So yeah, they act different when Mom was out there, and
that's funny.
and like a part of the little I call it the Al Crider, because he's been crying the whole time when Mom was there. He knows how to. He shows himself.
He shows himself
When Mom was there. Yeah, Al
They do
Crider.
say he feels that kids feel like the most safe with their mother, and then they act up the most because of it. I guess.
I think so. I do. I told somebody at church the other day. I said, "Yeah, I said I'm new to this, but I know that he knows his mama when his mama's home and when she's not." Kind of like, bruh, I said these things don't work. You're not getting food out of these. So they can work as pillows. That's fine. But hey, mama's not here.
You're not getting a milk out of these, bro.
No. Dad, we'll keep your breast when Mom gets home. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is a great way to just move on from Dadlands. And we go right into day 1 of training camp begins today. But before we get into training camp, we did get an announcement that Jason Wright is out of the Washington Commanders. He's still here technically, but by the end of the year, Jason Wright will no longer be with the team. Tech, how are you feeling about that? Are you happy with that move? Sad about that move? Did you like Jason Wright here?
I feel about the move. Okay, Jason Wright's a cool guy. I met him a couple times. Real cool cat. Like I don't got a problem with him personally.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of things that were botched got thrown on him. I think that was not fully wrongfully, but like a little. I think we could have put a little bit more blame on Mr. Snyder himself. But whatever it is, what it is. But I think overall he did an okay job here. I know I know about the whole Sean Taylor thing. I get it. Mm-hmm. I ain't like it. I think all of them botched it. Dan, the whole media team, everybody botched that. That was just wrong. That's wrong. But the whole name
thing, the name thing? Yeah, the name thing was
the name thing. He got. I will give him culpability for that because he got caught slipping and went had a picture up there and got put on social media like a moron. So I'm gonna put that one on him.
What about who's to blame for Commander Tutty? And waiting all season long. Why did we wait until week 16 or 17 for Commander Tutty? Like, why not Commander Tutty right from the get-go?
I don't know, bro. I don't know why we had made the trade till week 16. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, that didn't make sense either. But
a lot of stuff didn't make sense. But
I think it makes sense. He's part of the Snyder era. He's out of here. It is what it is. I can't wait to see who new team president is. They've been knocking out the park with all these hires. So we'll just see what happens. Wish Jason Hubbard the best. He's a cool dude. Had no problem with him personally. But yeah, they saw he needed change. He wanted to get out of there. He trying to find a new opportunity for himself. A mutual part of ways. We're all happy. Camp or no camp fire. Wish you number the best, Jason.
All right. Tech with his inner Stephen A. Got to compliment the person before critiquing him. Got it. Okay. Go ahead, Corey.
Brother, I will tell you this. Jason Wright, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. Me and Skip Bayless, we know very well.
Skip Bayless.
No, let's just say this. The man was hired as a human shield for Dan Snyder. Let just be honest with you. To get, and he was a league plan. Like, I don't think they had an option. And they were like, this is who's going to be your team president and do whatever. But he was the guy, I think he was eyes from the league, and he served his purpose there. He botched under his leadership now. Mm-hmm. Like, and we know the hierarchy of leadership. If somebody under you screws up, you screwed up.
Yeah.
I think some things were were blown out of proportion. I think with the statue thing they did to Sean Taylor, I know there's a lot of people.
The mannequin?
Yeah, the mannequin, whatever you want to call it. If his family's okay with it, I'm okay with it. I don't have a
coat hanger wire.
Yeah, hey man, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. And the budget, Dan was owing people. He was owing people like a dude like owed the mob money for like he was like gambling. He went to the back alley somewhere in Alexandria and was paying off his debts to like Jimmy the Robber or something over there. So they didn't have a lot of money. They said, I know you want to do this. I know you wanted to use bronze and gold and silver and everything. How's coat hanger wire? We can put that together, right? That's what he was legitimately charged with doing. Like, yeah, this costs about $1,000. Okay, what can you do with $10? Like he was trying to pay everything like he was a crackhead. Like they were buying stuff crackhead. Remember the checks bounced?
Yeah.
With the 50-50 raffle, the check literally bounced. How does an NFL team's check bounce? I'm sorry, I haven't written a bad check before in my life, so I don't know. Like how does a professional multi-billion-dollar whatever they sold to get him? Yeah. So anyway, but about Jason Wright, man, I think part of it is, this is another thing. People won't get mad at me when I say this. Why the hell was Sean Taylor's number retired before Art Monk, Darryl Green, John Riggins, all these other guys? No, you were trying to get a quick grab for like Dan Snyder and his legacy, right? That's all that was. Let's just be straight up honest with it. It's like Sean Taylor
picked a different week for it too.
Right, exactly. Right. You could pick besides Kansas City, and then you had that freak Jackson Mahomes dancing on there, making a TikTok video. Like that's who should have been in front of the damn porta potties was Jackson Mahomes. Like Jason Wright, I think Jason Wright, he cool dude.
Not the porta potties.
He's a politician. That's basically what he was, and we got delivered a whole lot of crap. I think he had to deal with a whole lot of crap. Like anytime you say when he literally was trying to tell Kevin Sheehan and him had a conversation. I remember they played on radio. And they were talking about the crest or whatever they did, and they had the years, and they had 1992 on there. And he's like, "Well, that was the year they won the Super Bowl." And everything. Jason, nobody in their right mind says the 92 Redskins. They say the 91 Redskins. And that's another thing. As a person who works in alumni relations for a career, you have to have institutional knowledge. And he never leaned on institutional knowledge. He's like, "Oh, look at all these pretty pieces. We got Doug in the back corner somewhere. Hey, like, is that broom closet? That's a broom closet. No, that's Doug Williams' office right there. So we can have him be a special advisor." I wish him all the best. I don't like to talk bad about the brother, but it was a fail. It was a fail. Like, if anything, it's a D- at best in his career here in Washington. But not the wire hangers, man. The wire hangers. And then remember, they had Sean Taylor's jersey on there. They put a Nike jersey on top of Reebok pants. I said, now that right there, that got me. But anyway, I died.
I don't want to talk about that.
They're like,
I mean, Jason Wright was literally a diversity hire, right? Because not that he wasn't a very well-spoken dude. I mean, he had no experience as he literally, according to Wikipedia, went straight from a player to, I mean, I think he had some business stuff on the side, but as far as like NFL, he went straight to a team president. It was so that because Dan Snyder did that in his exit thing, right? We were so proud of the diverse staff that we were able to put together. We hired, what was Ron Rivera, Puerto Rican or something, or some Latin American, right?
Yeah, Latino. We'll just say that.
Yeah. Anyway, and he was very proud of his diversity situation that he hired, but and he did a lot of things wrong. I'm glad that he's out and we can get somebody with more experience and understanding of how to build this brand and do more for this team. We'll see how it goes, but
Redskins coming back.
That's not happening, but it is what it is. Is what it is. But nonetheless, I do want to say the same thing you guys said, though. No hate towards him. I I think he's probably a fine human being. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise. He was thrown into a crap storm that it was going to be hard to handle no matter who it was in what situation, because you literally have a guy that's just trying to grab at anything to keep this team, and he couldn't do it. So is what it is.
Yeah, he lost me when he threatened Scott Abraham after that interview with Carson Wentz. That's when I lost a little bit for Jason Wright, because he didn't like how
remember that.
Yeah, he.
I forgot.
You remember that? Because I remember I tweeted something about that, and some people jumped on me because I defended Scott Abraham, because I said he didn't ask anything wrong. I said, you're just in your feelings.
Yeah.
On why he's like, because he basically said, this has been your third time. Why should people believe in you as the quarterback that can make it through?
I think my only problem with Scott Abraham during that interview was his tone of voice, but the questions weren't wrong. I didn't.
What was his tone of voice? That's the way he talks, though. The dude's
I would have to listen to it. I don't have a thought.
I didn't watch a lot of Scott either. I didn't at that point.
I'm just like,
know nothing about Scott Abraham.
The
like
dude,
that.
like he's one of the nicest dudes in the.
Why are you talking to him like? Yeah, I was confused.
But like, yeah, I'm just like, and Jason Wright's like, see if you get any more exclusive interview. I'm like, right, you can't do that. This isn't like Red China or North Korea. You can't just because they got mad because they asked how much the Kim Jong-un weighed.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. What's wrong with you?
This ain't North Korea.
Hey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I apologize.
All right. Either way, Jason Wright is no more here at some point this year. Technically, he's still here, but he won't be before the end of 2024. He will be officially gone.
I'm sorry for
2024. Let's hop into some training camp stuff. So, as far as roster and injury notes are concerned, Johnny Newton starting with individuals. He passed his physical, which is great. They're going to be slow with him, though. They're not going to rush him in to practice full force. He's going to do individual work on the side. And then F.A. Obata was the other guy that Dan Quinn mentioned in his press conference, starting on the PUP list. He had multiple leg fractures last year and still dealing with that kind of stuff. So he will start on the PUP list. Then as far as so we had a bunch of press conferences. We had obviously the Adam Peters and Dan Quinn yesterday. Dan Quinn spoke before practice, and then Terry McLaurin and Jonathan Allen after practice. I want to start with the takeaways I saw. A lot of team chemistry building. I know you mentioned it as soon as we came on, Corey, or in a text message, that we are staying off-site in a hotel for team building. How do you feel about that?
I think that's good. It's something that they haven't done in a long time. I think most of the guys would just come in there and they go home at the end of the day. But if you're trying to build team unity, get them together and have a kumbaya moment, and I think they can do some other, because it's basically like a resort. So they can do other things and they can eat together. They can go out and have some activities together. So I think that's good for them. And that's a wrinkle we haven't seen. And Tim, you heard the press conference. He gave Josh Harris credit for that. And I guess for spitting the bill for that. So this is the investment, like, from an employee standpoint and like working like that's in any job. That is a signal you're investing in your employees, because if they feel like they're treated right, they're in an area, and then they're going to want to succeed. They're going to want to work hard for you as well. And I think that was a good first step in getting these teams together, because they're going to remember them moments like when you pissed off one day and you're like, you remember that time when we had that we played them shot games at the what's the name, and Sam Hartman went over there and the old lady tried to grab him and everything like that. You remember that? Yeah, that was a good day. Let's go out here and whoop their ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I agree that I think it's a good thing too, because it brings a whole different mindset to because it's literally a camp, right? Yeah. So it's a camp atmosphere now, as opposed to just, all right, I go there, do my job, and I go home to my real life. I go there, do my job, and go home to my real life. And you, as you said, the little things of building with each other that could easily turn into little things on the field.
Yeah.
the lingo that they use or whatever, just something that they pick up with each other, and little things like that can start to build small chemistry that could be used for their job.
I mean, you think about it. If they did it back in 2021, does Deron Payne try to choke John Allen on Sunday Night Football? I don't know. It is what it is.
Was it trying to choke or did he swing? That doesn't matter.
Swing or whatever. I don't know. He probably would have choked him at that too.
How you feeling about the offsite there, Tone?
I love it. Team chemistry is everything. They've been team camaraderie. So I think we haven't had in a while. I think Brian Robinson was saying stuff like that during the offseason. They really didn't have that team camaraderie I was looking for. So I think that's huge. I think it's huge for team morale and for how they perform on Sundays. If you're not going to fight for the brother next to you, fight for to win football games. So they weren't terrible without this team camaraderie. So I think with it, they should be a lot better this year. And I haven't thought they would be. So shout out to the squad, man. Shout out to the coaching staff being actual coaches and not being morons, i.e. Riverboat wrong. Battleboat.
Yes. Both Jonathan Allen and Terry had good things to say about it. And Terry even brought up in his interview that apparently earlier in the process, they started to mix up the position groups instead of just keeping the position groups together to build things. I know that that's how it was in my college football team, is that, like our meetings and everything, it was much more about the position groups than the whole team. So I kind of like that idea too, is you're not just playing for the guys in your meeting room every day that you watch film with. It's the entire team. And Dan Quinn talked about that too. They also talked about Terry talked about a lot, the pledge that everyone contributed to and signed. And it's supposed to be building like a team first mentality. Did you guys hear about this?
I hadn't heard about it. I hadn't listened to Terry yet, but
I heard about that.
Yeah, so apparently this was a thing that got actually written up about the different goals that the team has and the mindset they're going to bring, a bunch, whatever those good cliche terms are. But they wrote these things down and then had everybody sign it and it's supposed to be like, hey, you agreed to this pledge. Right? Like you did decide to put the team first, not just worry about your own contracts or worry about your own things, that we're all in this together. And then if we succeed as a team, that's how you succeed as an individual as well. I mean, think about it, right? Like Montez Sweat was a nobody and then he goes to a different team and now he's on the top 100, right? Like Terry McLaurin is not very viewed highly as one of the best receivers in the league, but guys like AJ Brown or Stephon Diggs or these other guys that are on great teams are viewed as higher on the food chain. I mean, some people may say they're just better, but also it's just clearly they play for a better team. Tank Dell is not Nico Collins getting all the love because how good Houston played. So it's good for them to realize that what's best for you and your individual success is team success first. So hopefully that gets across to the team. Any other thoughts on the team chemistry building?
I mean, I think DQ and AP, they hit it on the head, and that's what they've been talking about is the chemistry, developing the identity. And, right now, I mean, without hitting anybody or without playing against anybody, I think they're checking off all the boxes. And it just feels like this is weird. And I mean, weird in a good way that, like, the burgundy and gold are being handled by a bunch of professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no like weird, like, oh, well, this is stipulation or stuff like that. I mean, even the media, they had to get together with the media on Monday at DC Prime, the steakhouse. So they're trying to get everybody under their tent and ready to rock and roll with them.
Apparently, Dalton Schultz and Stingley were scrapping today at practice. Houston.
I take Dalton Schultz in that one.
I take Dalton Schultz in that one.
There's Stingley like get thrown like a rag dog, boy.
That's funny. Well, apparently, Houston needs to come up with a pledge because we didn't have any fights today. No, I was kidding.
We'll get one.
I'm sure.
Come on.
When you have grown men coming togetger.
Yeah. They'll put up some rib bones out there and they'll let Emmanuel Forbes fight the hyenas out there in the Redskin Park. Hey, there you go, Tim.
Not the hyena.
That was for later. My dig's coming later. All right. That's cool. All right. So listening to Dan Quinn, took some general ideas from him from his press conference. One is that they're going to ramp up through practice. So shorter practices, less reps in the beginning, and gradually build up. And that's one of the reasons why they did red zone drills to start. He said that that's something he's never done before, is really focus on red zone out the gate, that's what the team reps were today, and says that it's better for player safety, and talks about how it forces every process to move faster, and that it helps people get acclimated immediately to the quickness of the game. What do you think about the red zone first and the ramp up to the season for them goes?
I think that's a good thing. Putting too much on these players plays too early can cause injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It can cause some bad reps. The reps might not be as smooth because you're putting too much on them right away. So gradually doing it allows them to get themselves in the rhythm. Some guy might not be in full football shape. Some guy might not train in 6 weeks. They were gone. They might have been chilling with the Cabo for 6 weeks, live their best life. They might not be in football shape. So why not ease them in, let them work a little bit, and gradually increase their workload over time? But I would say, all right, we about to do all these reps today, 100 reps. Y'all going down here today, 2 days out this jump. You're looking like, I ain't ready for all that, bro. But eating steak and calamari and I ain't ready. I feel
like was the mentality for a long time, right? Yeah. It's
6 weeks, you know what I'm saying? So easing them in, I think it's a smart thing. DQ's a smart guy. Shout out to DQ.
I think he's got smart coaches around him too.
Yeah.
Like you think about it, he's got 2 former head coaches on that offensive staff. You look on the defensive side of the ball, he's got a guy who's been a defensive coordinator before, and John Pagano, who's one of their assistants, and Ken Norton Jr. has done the same thing with the Raiders. So you've got a lot of experience there. And I think, like you said, it's something new to him, and he's willing to try it out. But it's not like Ron Rivera just giving it to somebody else and being like, oh, I'm going to have the offensive version of Charles Barkley here, just yell at y'all and do your scheduling and everything. And we're going to do 7-step dropbacks and these long developing routes and everything like that. We're going to do these deep post routes and all that stuff. So I don't know why I'm bringing up the past, but yeah, I think it's a good idea, because how does the season ramp up, right? It starts off a little slow, and it gets quicker, it gets more hectic, and then by the time they're there to ready to rock and roll, I think they'll be good. So I think it's positive.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like it has been the exact opposite in the past, where I feel like it's almost like you get beat up in the middle, beat up right out the gate, and then you kind of slow down before the season to get healthy, where this is going to be more of a ramp up leading up to the season. So I wonder where they do their taper, I guess, in this way of, okay, so is it, and also you're ramping up, but then obviously at some point you have to slow back down because they're not going to play in the 3rd preseason game. Then you have a little bit of time off before the week 1 season. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And hey, maybe if we have a fast start compared to other teams, we'll know this must have had something to do with it. So,
facts.
All right. Do you believe this, that he's going with this no favorites mentality? Right now, JD5 is not listed or is not announced to be the starter, and him and Marcus Mariota splitting reps. So this is just one area. He did kind of talk about how, okay, it's not much of a competition at the defensive tackle position specifically, but do you believe that he's actually going into this? Is any coach ever actually do that? Oh, we're not doing favorites, but I feel like everybody says it.
I could believe it. Because the reason I do believe it, because I haven't heard DQ or AP give us a lie yet. So until they actually lie, I don't believe them. Also, they don't really know these players yet. It's not like Ron that was here for 4 years and knew Terry for 4 years and knew this guy for 4 years and knew this guy and this guy. It's his first year as head coach, so he don't know these guys like that to say, oh yeah, Terry McLaurin's my favorite player on the football team. You know him, bro, for like 3 months. Y'all off for 6 weeks, and then now you see him again. I can't see them have favorites right now. Now, in a year or two, he says that. All right, I might be saying that's a lie. But right now, today, in July of 2024, nah. I could see him not having no favorites right now. See that? He might have some players he might gravitate slightly a little bit more towards his draft picks. But I don't think he has favorite players on the team yet.
All right, Corey.
I mean, I think the word favorites is so abstract, right? I think there's preferred guys, right? There's gonna be preferred guys. Like, you're gonna treat your veterans better than you're gonna treat your
Wouldn't that be the favorites that we're talking about in this definition that we're talking about?
I do like. I feel like you can have preferred, but in accountability, I think accountability is more than and then being favorites, right? Are you holding everybody accountable? If they screw up, are you going to hold them? Like AP said with the Jaden Daniels, Brandon Ayuk, like the pitcher thing, right? He said he's unconcerned with it. They handle it internally. Like, that's the accountability I'm talking about. And like Tone said, I'm taking them at face value. If they said they did that, they handle it internally, they're unconcerned about it, they have done nothing to me to make me believe that they're lying to me about this. So, I mean, for the most part, I mean, I think you're going to have favorites, but I believe it's more of an accountability thing than anything. I think they're going to hold everybody accountable for their actions more than that word favorite. I don't think favorite's the proper word for that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't believe it ever. I mean, it is. There's starters that go into it. Like, do I believe that there's any chance that Terry McLaurin's not your receiver one? Is there any chance that Jonathan Allen or Daron Payne are not your starters, or Bobby Wagner's really competing to be our starting middle linebacker? Like, there's positions here that are locked up, and clearly they know it already. It doesn't. They're not waiting for camp. Like, the catastrophe that a camp would have to be for one of those guys to lose their spot would be dramatic. Now, I do believe that a guy like Jaden Daniels, he's not guaranteed to start week one, right? I mean, he's obviously the inside track, the front runner, but he's a rookie, right? So you have to prove that, you're ready to win out the gate, because they're not looking to tank or anything this year. So they may go with the seasoned vet if he doesn't prove it, and hopefully he does. But there's a clear path for Marcus Mariota to become the starter, in my opinion. Whereas there's some guys that there's just no clear path.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with that. I think that him being non-committal on there, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Jaden, and I just don't think Marcus is. I think Marcus is there more to be a mentor than he is to be the starter. I mean, you can even tell they kind of act like Jaden is the heir apparent to be the starter, right? In some of their conversations and everything, they talked about the quarterback room. I don't think Marcus has that clear to the first round. I think it's just kind of getting Jaden acclimated to being a starter in the National Football League more than it is that it's a true competition, because they don't use that word competition. Have y'all noticed that? They have not used the word competition. They've used the word like we're working, they kind of hem-hold and said it's Jaden will know when he's ready. Well, hold on, I took my notes.
We will know when Jaden's ready.
Yeah. He'll know, we'll know.
Week one.
It doesn't fit. Yeah, development isn't one size, doesn't fit all. And we'll just let it happen naturally. That's what, to me, that's saying, like, it's gonna happen here. Y'all, we just gotta make sure he's I think he's the citizen and quarterback that we want. So I don't think Mariota's gonna be, that path isn't that clear for him.
The only way I think Marcus Mariota starts, knock on wood, if something happens to Jaden physically.
Shut your mouth.
I said knock on wood, so chill.
You're being I'm just being honest.
That is a 0.0000001% chance that Marcus Mariota sees the field and that number 0 this year. Jaden's playing all 17 games, and Marcus going to sit there on the clipboard. Okay. Period.
I mean, I agree that Jaden Daniels has the inside track. I mean, he is the number 2 pick overall. I'm just saying that. I mean, right now he's not getting all the number 1 reps. Mariota's getting number 1 reps,
and that might be to that ramp up point too, Tim. That they're ramping up. They're just giving him a little bit of. They're like, let's break it down for him a little bit. Let's take it slow. We're gonna ramp it up eventually, and when we get hot and heavy, he's gonna get a little bit more. He's gonna get a little bit more reps with the first teamers. The more I feel confident about Jaden Daniels is. Have y'all watched the Hard Knocks with the Giants?
No.
That goofy Brian Daboll. Yeah, I saw that.
Daboll was drooling over. Like, he wanted Joe Shane to pull the trigger for Jaden Daniels.
Oh, you're talking about the interview he had with him?
Yeah. No, last night's episode, they talked about it, and they were talking about going through like quarterbacks who hit and everything, and Daboll said he would trade up for Jaden Daniels.
Fair enough.
Not surprised.
I mean,
if he fell to 3,
he wanted JD instead of DJ.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah, chance to get him.
No, not at all. We
you weren't going with the 1 because Chicago wasn't moved off Caleb, and you weren't moved to 2 because we weren't moved off Jaden Daniels, so you had no chance.
All right.
Hope they get Shadur next year.
Shadizor.
Something interesting I didn't ever really think about is the kick return. Dan Quinn brought this up in, I believe it was actually the one with Adam Peters, that kick returner and punt returner is different positions, right? There's different skill sets for the two, where he was talking about how punt returner needs to be able to catch and make one man miss and try to get like a 6-7 yard play out of it, which is a successful punt return. And then whereas a kick returner needs to be more of a guy that's like a running back skill set, which
following your blocks, knowing where to cut, where to cut, stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, y'all remember back in the early when Joe Gibbs was here, we had Randall L's terrible ass at the punt return spot, but they put Rock Cartwright back there returning kicks.
And Liddell Betts,
And Liddell Betts was back there too, and I think TJ Duckett for a little bit. They were returning kicks. So, I mean, that does lend credence to what he was talking about. And, that's from one of the better special teams coaches in the league, Danny Smith, who's down in Pittsburgh. He's been in Pittsburgh for like the last decade. So,
yeah. And we were seeing also that more recently too, of like with Ron Rivera, you have guys like Dax Milne or I think Jamison Crowder returned some punts. Like these were punt returners, right? And then, but the kick returners were guys like Jarrett Patterson, Antonio Gibson. Right? And it was running backs at kick returner and receivers at punt returner. I would like to have just one specialist that can do both. It's kind of like the kicker to me or the punter.
Bro. It's hard. It's hard to find someone who can do both.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard, bro. It's hard to find Dante Hall. It's hard to find that Devin Hester. It's hard to find that Time Dion. It hit different. That Brian Mitchell. It hit different.
Look, let's put it this way.
Find those, bro.
I understand that not all kick returners. Well, I understand that not all kick returners can be a good punt returner. But I'm struggling to see why any punt returner would be a bad kick returner. Like if you are a good punt returner and you are now a bad kick returner, I just that does not compute to me
from
as something that can be real.
From personal experience, I get practices and stuff like that. I think in my opinion, especially like showing my stature, I think it's easier for me to kick return. I can see the field better. When you about to catch that punt, when you catch that punt, you gotta get the field immediately.
I understand that. I understand. It's hard to go from kick returner to punt returner. I get that.
Set it up.
Totally get that. Yeah.
And get a mental picture.
But I'm saying the other way.
Punt, you don't got time for
punt returner to kick returner.
Yeah. But if you're already a punt returner that you can do, as you said, like adjust to real time. I can decide if I'm going to fair catch or not. Then if I don't fair catch, I can make a guy miss. I can make a big play happen on the punt return. But then I'm going to then struggle as a kick returner. Like what would be the struggle there?
I can say if you're
it doesn't make any sense.
The really good punt returners can be really good kick returners. The average punt returners can't be good at kick returner. I think
I don't know. I think if you're at all competent at punt returner, you should be able to be a good kick returner. I don't see
you gotta be good at
the
it.
difference.
And we haven't seen a competent punt returner in ages.
Right. Which I think that Antonio Gibson could have been that guy, but we never gave him a chance.
DeAndre Carter, perfect example. He was an okay punt returner. He was a really good kick returner.
But y'all, I'm dating myself when I say this. Y'all remember Antonio Brown, who played for us back in 2005? He was a wide receiver, and he was a pretty good kickoff returner for us. And I think he did punts as well. So you have that. And I think even Santana Moss early in his career did the same thing. He did punt returns.
I totally think that return man should be way more valued than what people like. It should not be designated as some random guy like DeAndre Carter, Dax Milne. I'm somebody that
I would call. I would
your
say
best players.
Yeah, I'd be easy on the DeAndre Carter comparison to Dax
Milne.
Hold
on now.
Yeah, DeAndre.
Well, my point is that DeAndre Carter was a fine return, but my point is he's not a premier receiver.
Yeah, you're talking about putting a premier receiver.
Yeah, like
up there.
I think Tyreek Hill should be returning every single punt and kick returner for Miami. Every single one.
I know that.
Why? Like this
I pay you $30 million to be a 1,700-yard receiver. I'm not putting you back there to get hurt on no punt return. Well, I need you my number one guy.
And probably, there's probably something in the contract too.
It's not important.
Not number one. No.
It's not important. Punt return is not important. You can literally score a touchdown on a.
Still need you.
Give Tyreek Hill
give me 100 catches and 1,700 yards.
What do I care if it goes as a receiving yard or a return yard? If it's a touchdown, it's a touchdown.
Tim, I don't disagree with that part, but hear me out though. Just hear me out what I'm saying though. If he gets hurt, regardless, that offense goes to crap. But I'm saying if he gets hurt on a punt return, you know what kind of PR he gets that Mike McDaniel gets for that. Bro,
they care. They care.
Guess what? If I'm Mike McDaniel, I would list this. Highest average kick returner in the league and 7 touchdowns this season as a kick returner. Why did I put him as a kick returner again? I'm drawing a blank. Why did I do that? It's an easy response.
Devin A-Chain back there. I'm about to put Jalen right back. I'm not putting my first.
Well, Miami's probably not the best example because they have like 40 guys that run a 4-2.
Jalen Waddle, a bunch of jacks.
You get what I'm trying to say. Miami's might not be the best. But you know who should also be a kick returner? Christian McCaffrey. Get him the ball, man.
He would be having injury problems if that was the case.
You get spicy now. Hold on. Get a little too spicy.
Who else? I'm sure there's plenty. Alvin Kamara.
Jalen Waddle back there, I got no problem with that. If you put some other dude back,
dude. If Deion Sanders can do it, Antonio Brown in his prime can do it. Deshaun Jackson can do it. If these guys can do it,
whoa, the Deshaun Jackson did early in his career. Once they know he was a daggone 60-yard touchdown waiting to happen as a receiver,
they put him
back there no more. They put him back there no more. He get hurt, we screwed. He gonna catch these passes.
You know what? I think this is. You bring up Deshaun Jackson though. Maybe it is the fact that these guys, where they're so big of divas, right? Mm-hmm. They want to do too much. Remember when we played the Cowboys back in 2015? Deshaun Jackson trying to do too much.
I was at that game,
and he fumbled the ball. Yep. And maybe these are guys who I'm just saying. Like I know it may sound a little weak, but is the juice worth the squeeze? Yeah. If I need somebody just to secure the ball and I can put him back out there because I know he's just going to be going forward. He's not going to be going backwards and run my offense rather than trying to make him play hero ball or something.
If you're good enough to be thrown a screen and watch things happen, you're good enough to be a punt returner and kick returner. Make it happen.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I think it's the mentality of these cats.
Yeah, it's like they do too much. They make mistakes on special teams events. Even when you don't put them back there all the time, when you put it in special situations, they're not used to it anymore. So they're proud of me. Like Deshaun Jackson in 2015, right. He fumbled the ball like an idiot. And then
I mean, too, you could have something that's written up in their contracts too about that.
I'm not returning nothing.
Yeah. I mean, or they don't get an incentive. Ooh, Lord, they don't get an incentive off of that. So.
Oh, needs
Hey,
to start.
look, man. I'll put Jalen Waddle back there. I'll put my number 2 receiver back there. I'm not.
Dude, if I'm Miami, the only guy returning anything, I'm getting a free play of Tyreek Hill in space. I
agree with the sentiment.
Where you have to kick it to Tyreek Hill in space. It's a free play of that. All right. Anyway, I'll give you guys.
I disagree with that. I feel you.
All right. You have any last things to say about that before we move on?
I'm not putting Reek back there.
All right.
Juice worth the squeeze.
Juice worth the squeeze,
right.
baby. Sometimes it ain't worth the squeeze, baby.
Dan Quinn. I'm asking another one. Is he lying about this?
Uh-oh.
He says he does not pay attention to the other team's reports. Like what's going on over there.
That's bullshit.
And do you believe him?
That's bull.
That's hilarious. I actually believe him.
That's cap. That's cap.
Because it's not his job. That's where I'm like, but I heard it, and my initial thought was,
I can see
that seems crazy, but it's Adam Peters' job. It's Sosna's job. Those are the guys that are supposed to be hunting for those. Like, he's supposed to be focusing on who's here. He's already discussed with Adam Peters who he wants, and like what kind of a player he's looking for. You go get those guys. I'll focus who's in the building. But what do you guys think?
I think he's not hunting for anything. Mm-hmm. So that I think is true. If you see something in front of him, he won't hesitate to read it. Now that's cap. If he's telling me if something just happenstance come on his feed or something,
right,
and he just doesn't read it, that's bullcrap. But him not hunting for it, I believe that, yeah.
I think curiosity. I think the curiosity gets the best of them. So, especially if you're trying to figure out the pulse of your team compared to your division too.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, like I think that's bullcrap. I really do.
That is cap.
Fair enough. Well, I was thinking about more of like the who's available and whatnot, but they're not game planning for anything like right now, so it really doesn't matter what the other teams are doing. Like you're going to be focusing on them,
right?
When you get there. But anyway, it's interesting.
You got to figure out you got to focus on family business. Like you don't want to go to Thanksgiving and not know that cousin Nina has been messing with Uncle George or something like that. So it's just this is how it is sometimes.
No, for real. Corey ain't lying though. Corey ain't lying.
Cousin Nina, got it. Okay.
Corey lied though. God.
I actually could believe this. I could see a world that this makes sense to me, but I understand what you guys are saying too. It would
don't be hard for nothing though.
It'd be hard to not look at it, but I just don't think I think he's just focusing on the team. They're all in the same building, and he's letting Peters and the guys that are tasked to look across the league make those decisions. But he did kind of just shrug it off of like, nope, I don't do that. Didn't go into any more detail or anything about it. Just nope. All right. I like that he said this was he's looking for effort and decision making. Mm-hmm. So it's not so much like what I took from that. He didn't say this part, but what I took from it's not so much results oriented, but it's about what like are we seeing that you're making the right decisions in the right moments? I like that, especially with Jaden Daniels, who's talking about like fitting it into tight windows or making decisions. Like you don't want him to be scared to make a throw, but we also want to make sure he's making good, smart decisions, especially in the red zone, which they've been working on.
Standards, as he said.
Yes.
Championship standards. That's what he said. I said, okay. What else did he say? He said it's trying to talk about building that identity. Yeah. I like how he said about going like that, and that's just getting the pulse of the player, especially in talking about the speed and everything. He's like, if you're not going fast and you're slowing up, and that's kind of like showing like, are you getting it? Are you asking the right questions in film study and everything? So I thought that was very telling and kind of what you kind of highlighted there, Tim. So, yeah. I mean, he seems like he's very cerebral, and I never got that from Dan Quinn. I never saw any of his press conferences in Atlanta, but I didn't realize how sharp he appears in that respect. The dude. He's coming off as very impressive. He tries to be a dude, but I think he's got some sense about him too.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm loving me some Dan Quinn.
DQ.
For sure. I love how he avoided this question, in my opinion. The fan expectations about winning. He was right. They asked him like, what would you say to the fans and their expectations and what they should expect this year? And it basically, he just said that it's not about wins or losses, or he doesn't. It is about wins or losses, but I don't even know how to summarize what he said because I felt like everything he said was just a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and basically at the end of it, it's just like he just wants the fans to know at the end of every game that you watch that we brought it.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Maximum effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I appreciate that answer, though, to be honest with you. It's because we've talked about this since the schedule came out, right? Mm-hmm. And I've said, I've been on record saying that I think we're going to win 7 games this year. But I think for most of those games, you're not going to see a team losing 35-10 every week. They're going to feel they're going to feel us coming, pause, when we play you. And it's going to be like Detroit Lions from a few years ago. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put that. I mean, it is what it is, but don't oversell. Like they haven't said we're going to win a championship. Our goal is to win a championship. That is our goal at the end of the day. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to win a Super Bowl. Like, stop selling us this mixed bag of goods. Like, this is this is not Halloween. I ain't trying to look for no razor blades up in my kids' candy. I'm good. Yep. Like, just let me see at face value. Undersell, overperform. That's what Joe Gibbs did.
Joe Gibbs. Super Bowls. That was the Joe Gibbs mindset. I do love that for sure. Do love that idea. All right. The other 2 press conferences, Jonathan Allen and Terry McLaurin. First off, Terry McLaurin looks jacked.
My man on Roy's voice. Oh, man.
Dude, his arms looked way bigger than they were before. He looked like he was hitting the gym all offseason. Like he's ready for a big year. Is what it looked based on what his body was telling me.
I need 2,000. I need that Tyreek Hill numbers.
I'm all about it. I hope that's the case because that guy. I don't ever remember looking at Terry McLaurin and thinking that. Let's put it that way, right? Yeah. Like I'm sure he's always been fit and everything like that, but it looks different. He
looked strong. He looked in pro. I saw him a couple years ago. I said, "Dang, bro, he looked jacked in." I said, "This man extra jacked down. Like he about to run somebody over, throw somebody across the field." Like, boy, you can't check.
And then Jonathan Allen hired a chef. Very important news. He hired a chef to make sure his body was staying right for the offseason. He said he's spending a lot of money on his body.
Instead of his hair.
And chunker change.
Yeah. So I had to hire a chef. And,
Corey said it when we came into our pre-show meeting here. He's like, wow, it's hilarious. They only talked to Jonathan Allen for 4.5 minutes or whatever it was and talked to Terry a lot longer. And I told you as soon as you said that, he was extremely short and sweet. Like, I think that guy's tired of being taken out of context. He was not interested in giving any sort of interesting long answers.
No headlines, no nothing.
Because I bet if you count the question, I didn't do this, but just from listening to him, because Terry talked a lot more on every answer, I bet they were asked about the same amount of questions.
Facts.
And how long was Terry McLaurin's interview? Do you have it up in front of you by chance?
It was like 13 minutes.
13 minutes compared to 4.5 minutes for Jonathan Allen, right? Yeah, four almost 5 minutes compared to 13.5. I bet if you go and count them, the number of questions is about the same. Hail, baby. Redskins forever in the chat. Love to see it. But yeah, I think he's tired of being taken out of context. He was just saying,
you know what?
Short and sweet.
You know what? You know what you have to do if you're tired of being taken out of context? Philosophers have realized this for a long time. Shut the up. That's what you do. Just that's all you had to do. And if you shut, you'll be fine. That's all you do.
You
You won't be taken out of context or nothing. They might think you're an ass, but they cannot screw and mince your words up. You won't be.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Exactly.
Just do the Marshall, man. I'm just
quiet. You just shut up. That's all you do. Shut up. You just don't say anything. Like your internal monologue. Like if you get mad, just say like, "Yeah, this sucks. Okay, whatever." Or I just don't want to talk. I'll pay the fine.
I'll pay the fine, man.
Like, I gotta pay my chef. My chef's kids might go hungry for a week if I don't talk to the media, but it'll be good.
It'll be all good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God!
I'll go sell my choker chain so I can pay the chef this week. That's all.
Like
jeez.
Because they've had like some, and especially with Jonathan Allen too. There's been like an aura that he's a little, I hate to say that, he's a little soft, and he can be a tattletale. He can come off as that way sometimes. And that's been a little unpopular, like especially in the fan base with him. Mm-hmm. So, it looked like Deron Payne got excoriated back in 2021. We talked about it earlier. And John Allen, although he was kind of instigating and fighting as well with them, it seemed like he got a slap on the wrist. And that goes back to your favorites thing right there. But yeah, just shut the hell up and don't say anything. Have a Coke and smile, as Eddie Murphy told Bill Cosby one time. Shut the F up and have a Coke and smile.
Well, there you go.
Drink a lemonade and smile. Figure it out. Something. Just don't talk.
Terry talked more about being a vocal leader, but still wants to be more of a leader by example. Wants his words to mean things, so he doesn't want to like over talk, so that people just start to tune him out because he says too much stuff.
That's why we love Terry.
Yep. And then also Terry had to say that the main difference as far as the feeling at this place is that it's a unified front, like especially a unified front office from the top down, which I have to agree that I get that similar feeling. Whereas, like Ron Rivera's era, there's no cohesion. It felt like in a lot of ways and of course Jay Gruden was not, or Mike Shanahan was not. So yeah, I agree that it's a good feeling here in DC from Terry McLaurin. All right. Any other things from these press conferences before we go on to some?
You know what? Here? I blame on the other part of this whole situation. If you didn't have D-bags like Kyle Shanahan here at that time, maybe we might have been in a better spot. There you go. There's a Kyle Shanahan.
Awesome.
It's always got to be one.
Always got to be. Got to be. Has to be. Must. All right. So I want to hear you guys also in the chat. So go ahead in the chat now. Give us your bold prediction of camp, and especially who's going to be this year's camp. Cole Turner or Emmanuel Forbes or Mac Brown, if you will. The guy that got super hyped throughout camp and then turned out to be not very much when it came to the league and real season games. So I want to hear that. But what about you? And just a couple of chats here first that we've got some things. Dreon Scott says, it sounds crazy, but Luke is going to be a running back in 2 years. Yeah, he was getting handoffs in mini camp, I believe, earlier this offseason to trying to be his brother, right? And then Zay here says JD wins Rookie of the Year and we go 9-8. Unfortunately, it is bold to say we go 9-8, but Rookie of the Year JD, that would be pretty sweet. For sure. But yeah, if you guys have any more in the chat, I'll definitely read them. But for now, Corey, who's going to be this year's hype train?
Not
Ramiz
Ahmed.
The kicker.
Kickers. Let me see here. Timo Chris.
That's awesome.
Until I am proven wrong anyway, I will go with Cole Turner. I just have to go with Cole Turner. That's the easy one.
Going back to Cole. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to Cole Turner. He has proven nothing to me. He has been a bunch of empty promises. The boy is diet soda. He's all empty calories and no taste. Or no calories and no
You
taste.
mean this year's Camp's Marcus Mason? Yeah.
Hey, Marcus Mason. Hey, don't hate on Marcus Mason. He's all right. Talk about Semi Cobbs or something like.
No, for real.
Yeah, like
Mac Brown or something.
Yeah, Christian Holmes too. I think Christian Holmes because they've been kind of talking him up too because of his size.
Christian Holmes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Oh, Christian Holmes. That's a good one. I like Christian Holmes. And I actually liked him coming out of Oklahoma State. I thought he was a good scheme fit for Del Rio's system. And I think it's probably going to be similar scheme fit here in a zone idea. It's a zone scheme, trying to get after the football. I don't think he had a lot of picks, but I like what he did there. So, okay. I like that one. That's a good one. Christian Holmes and Cole Turner. All right. Tech, you got one?
Kashmir Allen.
Oh, okay.
Good one.
Cash Allen.
I hyped him up last week already.
All this stuff in the preseason. He's gonna cook folks.
Yeah.
And he'll easily make the roster. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna just be a special teamer. That's all it's gonna be. That's all it's gonna be, a special teamer. Play on specials.
Samus Reyes.
Oh my God! I forgot about bro. Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was overhyped. But not hitting on that. But yeah, Cash Allen gonna catch the ball in the preseason. And barely made the roster, and we won't hear nothing from him for the regular season. But peeps. But just droplets.
All right, my two are gonna be Jamin Davis.
Hater.
He's gonna get a ton of hype because of he's already has gotten way too much hype. And every time he gets anything going, it's this is Dan Quinn's Micah Parsons, and if he gets a good play in the preseason game, and he's gonna get all the hype in the world. And I just don't think he's all that good of a football player. He's a freak athlete, but I don't think he's a great football player.
It's the blasphemy, y'all.
Get
ready.
And
blasphemy
then the other one is I'm gonna get hate for this, but it's one of my only players I didn't like that we drafted. Brandon Coleman. I think Brandon Coleman is going to be on the left tackle spot, and people are going to be hyped up thinking we got our left tackle of the future, and they will be sadly disappointed that.
Dang, bro. So I really feel sorry.
On a random thought,
yeah,
y'all seen White Chicks before?
Yes,
I remember I've never seen it.
You remember the ice cream man tone?
Yeah,
in the beginning of the movie. Tell me why that looks like Samus Reyes.
All right. Oh hell no!
He does look like Samus Reyes. Yeah, let me see.
No, you're right though. That's still too funny though. I'm sorry, that's too funny.
That's funny. I like the Samus Reyes one though. All right, good old Samus Reyes. Was there any other good ones in here that could be a hype train here?
I thought you were going to talk about Feed the Forbes Foundation for a little bit.
Well, he was last year's thing. I don't know if he's going to get. Everybody realizes he sucks now. You know, it took that season of last year to everybody to finally come down to where I was at and realize this guy is trash.
That's Samus Reyes right there.
Samus Reyes.
Vanilla.
Ooh, Hogan Imes. It's De'Ami Brown, and it ain't close.
Kind of like how close he was to catching the ball.
How what y'all doing, bro?
Kind of like I was close.
Y'all ain't gonna make the team. How what y'all doing, bro?
Oh snap!
But they're gonna hype him up though. They've been hyping him up for like 3 years.
Will they hype him up again though? We'll see. Yeah, I mean
they have been.
It will be interesting. Wait, who has?
Who said it was either Logan Paulson or I think Ertz might have said something about De'Ami Brown.
Ertz?
I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, one of them said something about De'Ami Brown. His development, how impressed he was.
Oh, okay. Well, if Logan's talking about it, I like it. Then that's a great one, Calvin.
Ertz, it might have been Ertz. I think it may have been Ertz.
Okay, I like it.
It may have been Ertz.
I like that one. Yeah, because there's always going to be somebody that catches footballs on offense that will score a few touchdowns in practice, and then he will get tons and tons of hype, or maybe they get one good one-on-one drill highlight where they moss somebody or something like that, and then they'll get a ton of hype from there. So I like it.
Oh my gosh, he did it. He really him. Look at him. He's really him. Like, no, he sucks. Shut up. He's trash.
Wasn't Mitchell Tinsley kind of that guy last year too, though? Didn't Mitchell Tinsley get some hype? I think last preseason game.
In the middle of the preseason, yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell Tinsley did.
Start cooking folks a little bit.
Another one on defense could be this Chigozie. Doesn't he have a big fan base?
Yeah, the Colorado State kid. Yeah.
A lot of people loved him as a UDFA and started hyping him up like he was going to be somebody great. That could be another one. I like that. All right.
I think he'd be solid. I don't think he'd be nothing great though. I think he'd be all right.
Perfect.
I think he'd be mid. He'd be cool.
All right. So before we get to the Immaculate Grid, there was one off. It's still relevant to us, but this guy does not play for us anymore. But the Montez Sweat came out, talked about his trade and how he was angered by it, disappointed, and apparently he also yelled at Ron Rivera on the way out, said some things he would like back. Jennifer King, who's now in Chicago, was hyping up their guy Montez Sweat, who also is the 82nd best player according to the top 100, and he felt like he was given up on as far as the trade. Corey, you were following that more on the
Yeah. He I thought it was kind of interesting when he was talking about it because he said, I found the quote. I had it here. He said, in Washington, everyone was kind of like an alpha male, and they are great players, but it was hard for guys to make sacrifices for all of us to be of one accord. In Chicago, we don't have that problem. So yeah, I mean, with a lame duck coach and everything, probably not. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was very telling to the attitude of Washington players at the time. Probably he was talking about one Jonathan Allen maybe, and maybe a Deron Payne, because Tim, like we talked about offline, and the bust himself, Chase Young, that these guys were all first round picks, and maybe they had that alpha mentality. Because I couldn't imagine anybody else on that team, especially on that defensive side of the ball, having maybe Benjamin St. Juice, right?
Yeah. I just got the message from Tech. All right, Tech, if you got to go and go to work, I appreciate you being on, of course, and we'll see you next week.
All right, see y'all next week, man.
You have any last
things? Wish him well. Welcome to O Block, and yeah, man. Jennifer King, I don't care, and yeah. Awesome. I gotta be easy, man. Subscribe to Tim Sports Talk.
So go subscribe to the PSN Commanders Network as well. First link in the description. Go hit them up.
Ops are welcome.
Ops are welcome. And he's out. He's out of here. Awesome. Who's the kid from Pitt that has fans for us?
Oh, is he talking about Yankoff?
Who?
Is that the guy? Yankoff? We got a guy on the team named Yankoff. Colson
no, we
Yankoff.
don't.
Yes,
You're
we do.
lying.
I swear to goodness.
Yankoff? He's not even listed on the depth chart. Yankoff?
Yeah. Roster.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Roster.
Colson Yankoff.
Is he from Pitt?
Commanders tight end from UCLA.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. His height and weight is in meters and kg. I guess he's a foreigner.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Let's see. From college, who's from Pitt here? I'll find it here in a second.
Yeah, I don't know who would be from Pitt for the overhype. But yeah, the Montez Sweat thing, though, to stay on that for a minute is, yeah.
AJ Woods, I think that's who he's talking about, the cornerback.
AJ Woods?
Yeah, I think that's who he's talking about.
He's not listed on this depth chart that I see, but okay, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
He's a CB. Yeah, okay. Then you got it. It has to be him. AJ Woods got some hype. Pittsburgh 5'9", 186. He reminds me of, with that size, he reminds me of Jimmy Moreland.
Oh, Jimmy, the people's corner.
Yep, the people's corner for sure. All right, cool. But it does suck that the business aspect of it got to him and he's upset about it. And I didn't want to trade him for the low amount that we traded him for. It is what it is. We got a second rounder, and I love what we did with the second round. So all's well that ends well, you could say, because I love all three of our picks in the second round. I love Sainer still. I love my boy Sennett, of course. And then Johnny Newton seems like a stud as well. But we were going to a new regime. We didn't even have our GM. Harris wanted to make a move to add capital for his new GM to make sure that he had as much ammo as possible. Montez Sweat's contract was coming up, so to make a move there, it made sense for what we were trying to do. And I think we executed pretty well. I think we did well in the draft. And it does suck that Montez Sweat, it got to him so hard. But Montez Sweat is not the sharpest tool in the shed. So
he's had a lot of trauma over the last couple of years. So
he did have the brother. Yeah, his brother
and I think something with his mom or somebody they were talking about. Yeah.
So maybe it was just all building up and getting with that. That is sad. I just remember what he said about the vaccines, which was awesome. Hilarious. Why would I get a vaccine if I haven't got the virus yet?
Jesus. Son, we gotta. I can tell you missed a couple of classes at Mississippi State and Michigan State and wherever else. We Lord have mercy.
That was awesome. Yeah, he was not the sharpest tool, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh God,
he seems to be a pretty darn good football player. So
he is.
He made it. He got a big contract too for Chicago.
He did. He got paid. The brother got paid, and that's the most important thing. Is what he get a $98 million contract, 4-year extension,
something big like that,
guaranteed. Yeah.
Yep, big contract for your boy. All right, you ready for Immaculate Grid?
Oh yeah, let's try and work this one out.
All right, let's do it. Let's pull this up. Present.
Hut.
Bang. Let's do this thing. All right. So we have across the top the dreaded Cowboys, Lions, and 10,000 passing yards for a career. Then we have the Seahawks, we have the Titans, and we have the Bengals down the left side. All right. Interesting.
Huh.
What, like Pac-Man Jones was the first one that came here? Because didn't he play for the Cowboys?
Pac Jones, he played for both of them.
Oh, he played for Titans too, didn't he? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got down there at the bottom with the Bengals and Cowboys, Tank Johnson.
Tank Johnson. Is that a good one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Tank. Whoa, if I can spell. Tank Johnson. I can't type to save my life right now. All right, here we go. Oh, there it is. 0.6. Well played. More or Steve McNair for 10,000 yards for the Titans. I like that.
Marcus Mariota for the Titans.
Marcus Mariota?
Yeah.
He has 10,000 passing yards?
Career, yeah.
Is it a good one?
Yeah, I mean, it's good enough.
All right, we'll take it. All right, 5%. Solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go under there, Jay Schrader.
Jay Schrader? That's got to be
for the Redskins. Yeah.
That got to be random. Is there anybody else that played randomly for the Bengals over the years? I'm trying to think.
You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one, Tim.
Okay. All right.
Trust me.
Trust the process. I like it.
Yes.
Can't beat that too good. Can't beat that very well. That's good.
No, you can't.
All right. Seahawks, 10,000.
John Kitna.
Kitna played for them? I love that answer.
Yeah, John Kitna. He was
John Kitna.
Yeah, he was in Seattle before he was in Cincinnati.
What are the quarterbacks I've just played there? I'm curious to just think about that.
Jim Zorn, Hasselbeck.
Matt Hasselbeck, yep.
Russell's been there. Gino.
I also think of I just like to think of when people got hurt or whatever and they start.
Rick Meyer.
Who?
And Rick Meyer.
Did he have 10,000 yards?
Yeah, he was a draft pick for him.
Did you look up that one yet?
No, but John Kitna's a good one.
Mirer?
Yeah, him. I think it's gonna be high.
1%.
Oh well, John Kitna was 1% also.
Okay, so I like that.
Let's see.
I love John Kitna. I knew the name. That's why I think Rick Meyer was a better one, but that's a cool. Okay, We tied. Boy, it's not we. You're the one who came up with it. All right. Seahawks and Lions.
I don't know who's played. There's a cornerback that's
Tate. Golden Tate's the obvious one.
Golden Tate, yeah, he did play for them. I forgot he played for both of them.
I feel like one of the linemen that was on the Legion of Boom ended up on there. The defensive lineman.
Bruce Irvin, I think.
Was it Bruce Irvin or Cliff Averill or something?
Cliff Averill and Bruce Irvin, I think. Bruce Irvin played for the Raiders, right? But I think Averill, you might be. No, Bruce Irvin played for
John Kitna and Marvin Jones for both Detroit and Cincinnati. Marvin Jones, it's a good one.
Marvin Jones. Hold on, I'll tell you who I had there. Give me a second. I don't think you can beat Rudy Johnson, though, for Detroit, though.
Oh, Rudy Johnson? That's a great pool. The running back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Right.
No, whoa.
Rudy with an I.
He was Rudy with an I?
Yes, sir.
That is crazy. 3%. Nice. I love that. Man, he used to be a beast in fantasy.
Yeah, he was good.
With Chad Johnson there, Carson Palmer.
They had all kinds of Johnsons on that team.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, gosh.
TJ Houshmandzadeh was on that team.
TJ, who's your mama?
That's right.
Let's see. I'm just going to put Bruce up there. Bruce.
DeMarco Murray is the obvious Cowboy and Titan.
He did play for them. I forgot about that. Go with Bruce Irvin with the
this one.
Yeah, you'll appreciate that one.
All right.
I did. I'll tell you who I picked for.
Was Cliff Averill? Did he play for the Lions at all?
Let me see. Cliff Averill.
I don't know if I was right or not on that. Maybe it was Bruce Irvin I was thinking of the whole time.
Cliff Averill.
Titans and Lions.
He did play for the Lions, yes.
He did? Cliff did? Nice.
Yeah, he played for the Lions first, and then he played for Seattle.
Oh, that's why I know. Because, what's his name drafted him? Mayhew.
Yeah, Mayhew.
That
was a terrible draft pick by him. I said Julius Jones up there, but I wouldn't put it up there, though.
Okay. Let's see. Cowboys and Seahawks.
Joey Galloway.
Played for these two?
Uh-huh.
All I know him for is Tampa.
Yeah, Joey Galloway played. Joey Galloway came into the league with Seattle, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's an awesome guess. I love Joey Galloway. I used to love him. He was like on my first fantasy team. Oh, yeah, 26?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I didn't know he played for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he played for the Cowboys. That was
Jason Peters would have been a good one for that.
Oh, yeah, that would have been. Who's played there? I said
did Nick Folk play for the Titans?
Yes.
Did he kick for the Titans?
Yeah, that's a good one too. I think he kicked everywhere. Nick Folk. Yeah, he's there now. Yeah, he's there now. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, is this his first year here? I'll go with it. 3%. Nice.
Oh, that's good. And I said Stephen Tulloch in the middle.
Who?
Stephen Tulloch.
I don't remember that name at all.
It's Stephen with a P.
PH. To it?
Tulloch.
Wait, spell it?
Hold on. Let me see.
Kitna also played for both Seattle and Dallas. That's true.
Yeah.
I knew he played for Dallas. I did not know he played for the Seahawks.
Tulloch is spelled Tullooch. I think that's how you spell it.
Steven, there it is.
Yeah.
4%. 43 rarity score.
There
Well done.
There you go.
Well done. Love that.
Boom. That's how we work, man. That's how we work. We're killers.
That's beautiful. All right. Well, that's another episode of the Comman-Dads in the books. Thanks for Tech for swinging through. I know he's got night work now, so you gotta get out of here to go to work. Appreciate all of you that watched. We'll be here throughout the season, and should be a fun season.
Yes, sir.
Dan Quinn said we should be proud of our team when they come onto the field. They'll compete. I do think we will be a 2021 Lions team. very competitive, probably lose some close games. But you never know. When you're in close games, things could bounce your way, and maybe you get lucky. I'll take it. But any last words over there, Corey?
Tony's an op. Tone's an op.
Awesome. All right. On that note, go to On the Warpath in the description below, top link. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. We'll be doing more stuff on this channel as the season progresses, so it should be a fun season, and we will see you next time. And until next time, see ya!
Okay, bye.
Perfect.
We're still here.